In the heart of Africa, a vast wilderness unfolds, a place where the boundaries between life and death blur beneath the golden light of dawn. Here, the Serengeti stretches endlessly, its rolling plains and scattered acacia trees forming a living tapestry woven by the passage of countless generations of animals. The Serengeti is a realm of contrasts where beauty and brutality coexist. The grasslands, shimmering beneath the sun, conceal both opportunity and peril. Acacia trees, their canopies shaped by wind and browsing herbivores, offer fleeting shade and shelter, but also serve as silent witnesses to the daily dramas that unfold below. Time here is measured not by the ticking of clocks, but by the migration of herds, the cycles of rain and drought, and the relentless pursuit of survival. Each sunrise signals a new chapter in an ancient story, where every creature must adapt or perish. As the first rays of sunlight pierce the horizon, the plains stir to life. Herds of zebra and wildebeest, ever watchful, graze cautiously, their senses attuned to the faintest hint of danger. Predators, cloaked in the tall grass, wait for the perfect moment to strike, their patience honed by necessity. The Great Migration is a spectacle of endurance and instinct. Millions of wildebeest, accompanied by zebra and gazelle, traverse the plains in search of fresh grazing and water. Their journey is fraught with peril. Rivers swollen by seasonal rains, predators lurking at every turn, and exhaustion that claims the weakest. This ecosystem, spanning nearly 3 million square miles, is a mosaic of habitats, open grasslands, dense woodlands, and winding rivers. Each niche supports a unique cast of characters, from the towering giraffe browsing treetops to the elusive serval stalking rodents in the undergrowth. Survival here is governed by simple, unyielding rules. Find food, avoid becoming food, and secure the future of your kind. For prey animals, vigilance is a way of life. Gazelles rely on speed and agility, zigzagging across the plains to evade cheetahs, while wildebeest depend on the safety of numbers, their synchronized movements confusing would-be attackers. The daily struggle is relentless. Wildebeest risk everything to cross crocodile-infested rivers, while cheetahs unleash explosive bursts of speed in pursuit of a single meal. Each encounter is a test of strength, strategy, and luck. The thunder of a buffalo herd signals power in unity. These formidable herbivores defend themselves with sheer force, forming protective circles around their young and charging as one when threatened. In contrast, the lioness embodies patience and precision. She moves silently through the grass, muscles coiled, eyes fixed on her quarry. A single misstep can mean the difference between feast and famine. Every decision, every movement is calculated. Predators and prey are locked in a perpetual contest, each adapting to the other's tactics in an evolutionary arms race that has shaped their bodies and behaviors over millennia. The rhythm of life is dictated by the seasons. As rains transform the landscape, herds converge on temporary lakes and rivers, their presence attracting both allies and adversaries. In the dry season, water becomes a precious commodity, and competition intensifies around shrinking pools. Beyond the plains, the Nile River winds its way through the wilderness, a lifeline for countless species. Its waters sustain lush corridors of vegetation, drawing animals from miles around. The river is home to giants. Hippopotamuses wallow in the shallows, their massive bodies submerged for hours, while crocodiles bask on the banks, ever alert for the unwary. Elephants, the architects of the savannah, gather at the water's edge, their trunks drawing life from the river. Baboons patrol the banks, foraging for fruit and insects, their social hierarchies as complex as any mammals. In the dense riverine forests, shadows conceal both predator and prey. Crocodiles slip silently into the water, their eyes and nostrils barely breaking the surface, while antelope pick their way through the undergrowth, ever wary of ambush. The splash of a crocodile's tail or the guttural grunts of hippos echo across the water, reminders that danger is never far away. Even the river, a source of life, is fraught with risk. Within this world, family bonds are vital. Lion prides nurture their young with fierce devotion, while elephant herds, led by wise matriarchs, traverse great distances in search of food and water, passing down knowledge through generations. The web of life is intricate. Cheetahs rely on stealth and speed, while vultures soar overhead, ever watchful for the aftermath of a hunt. Each species has carved out a niche, developing unique strategies to survive in this competitive environment. Lions reinforce their social bonds through grooming and play, behaviors that strengthen the pride and ensure its survival. African wild dogs, masters of cooperation, hunt in coordinated packs, their success dependent on communication and teamwork. In the river, dominance is asserted through displays of strength. Hippos clash in territorial battles, while crocodiles reign supreme along the muddy banks. Every creature, from the towering elephant to the resourceful hyena, plays a role in maintaining the balance of this ecosystem. Scavengers clear the remains of the fallen, ensuring that nothing is wasted. This is the Serengeti, a living, breathing testament to the power of adaptation, resilience, and the unbreakable will to survive. Here every day is a battle, every life a story, and every moment a celebration of the wild heart of Africa. The Serengeti is a realm of relentless extremes, a vast expanse where the land itself is shaped by the forces of nature. Stretching to the horizon, the plains undulate in a tapestry of gold and green, punctuated by scattered acacia trees and rocky outcrops. This is a world where survival is dictated by the ever-shifting balance between abundance and scarcity. The climate here is both architect and adversary, sculpting the landscape with dramatic seasonal shifts. Towering storm clouds gather on the horizon, promising renewal, while elsewhere the sun blazes down with unyielding intensity. Two dominant seasons define the Serengeti's character: the long, searing dry season and the brief, transformative wet season. Each brings its own set of challenges and opportunities, shaping the destinies of every creature that inhabits this land. During the dry months, the landscape is stripped of its lushness. The grasses, once vibrant, become brittle and sun-bleached, stretching endlessly beneath a merciless sky. The earth fractures under the relentless heat. Waterholes recede into muddy remnants, and riverbeds lie exposed and parched. Water, the essence of life, becomes a rare and precious resource. In these harsh conditions, animal life is pushed to its limits. Herbivores, gaunt and determined, scour the plains for the last remnants of edible grass, their bodies bearing the marks of deprivation. Driven by instinct, herds embark on arduous migrations, traversing vast distances in search of water and sustenance. Their journeys are perilous, dictated by the shifting availability of resources. Predators, ever watchful, exploit these gatherings. The weakened and the weary become targets, as lions and cheetahs stalk the margins of shrinking waterholes, their survival intertwined with the fortunes of their prey. Then, with little warning, the cycle shifts. The first rains fall, soaking into the parched earth and signaling the arrival of the wet season. The transformation is swift and dramatic. Torrents of rain sweep across the plains, reviving the soil and washing away months of dust. The air is filled with the scent of renewal, and the land awakens from its slumber. Within days, the Serengeti is reborn. Grasses surge skyward in a blanket of green, stretching as far as the eye can see, providing a feast for the multitudes. Wildflowers erupt in dazzling displays, painting the plains with bursts of colour and attracting a myriad of pollinators. Rivers, once reduced to trickles, now surge with life-giving water, carving channels through the revitalized landscape. This abundance triggers one of nature's greatest spectacles, the mass migration. Over 1 million wildebeest, joined by zebras and gazelles, move in unison, following the rains and the promise of fresh grazing. Their movements are synchronized with the rhythm of the seasons, a living testament to adaptation and endurance. From the air, the migration appears as a living river, flowing across the rejuvenated plains, a phenomenon unmatched in scale and intensity. The relentless alternation of wet and dry seasons is the engine of the Serengeti, driving cycles of birth, death, and renewal. Annual rainfall, ranging from 20 to 50 inches, is concentrated into a few critical months. This feast or famine pattern has shaped the evolution, behavior, and physiology of every species here. To survive, animals have developed remarkable adaptations. Some, like elephants, dig for water beneath dry riverbeds, while others, such as wildebeest, time their calving to coincide with the flush of new grass. When abundance returns, herds feed voraciously, building reserves to withstand the next inevitable drought. The distribution of water dictates the patterns of life, drawing animals to rivers and waterholes that become focal points of activity and competition. The Mara and Grumeti rivers serve as vital arteries, sustaining life through the harshest months and providing critical crossing points during migration. These crossings are fraught with danger as predators lie in wait, capitalizing on the vulnerability of animals forced to brave the currents. To the north, the Nile River carves a permanent path through the landscape, its waters supporting a distinct and specialized community of life. Here, immense hippos and formidable crocodiles dominate the waterways, while countless birds thrive along the banks and in the shallows. The river's depths conceal giants, each uniquely adapted to aquatic life, from the powerful jaws of crocodiles to the social bonds of hippopods. Dense papyrus swamps and muddy banks create a mosaic of habitats, each presenting its own set of challenges for survival. In these waters, danger is ever present. Crocodiles lurk beneath the surface, perfectly camouflaged and ready to strike at the unwary. The unseen threats below the waterline are as formidable as the challenges above. The river is both sanctuary and battleground, a place where life and death are in constant tension. Territorial disputes erupt with ferocity as animals defend precious access to water and space. Amidst these extremes, new life emerges. The riverbanks and shallows serve as nurseries, where the next generation of aquatic giants begins its struggle for survival, perfectly attuned to the demands of this extraordinary land. Among the inhabitants of the Serengeti, no creature commands more respect or awe than the lion, the undisputed monarch of these vast grasslands. The male lion's roar, resonating up to 5 miles across the plains, is both a warning and a proclamation, staking claim to territory and deterring intruders with its sheer power. As apex predators, lions shape the ecosystem through their presence and behavior. Their existence is a delicate balance of dominance, cooperation, and constant vigilance. Adult males, weighing up to 550 pounds, are instantly recognizable by their imposing manes. This mane not only signals health and strength, but also provides crucial protection during violent clashes with rival males. Lions are unique among big cats for their social structure. A pride typically consists of related females, their cubs, and a coalition of up to 4 males, each fulfilling distinct roles within the group. Social bonds are reinforced through grooming, play, and cooperative care of the young, creating a tightly knit family unit. The lionesses form the core of the pride, maintaining cohesion and stability. They are also the pride's primary hunters, employing sophisticated tactics such as silent stalking, strategic positioning, and coordinated ambushes to target formidable prey like buffalo and wildebeest. Despite their prowess, only about 1 in 3 hunts ends in success, highlighting the immense challenge of subduing such powerful animals. During a hunt, lionesses often fan out in a semicircle, using the tall grass for concealment. Some drive the prey toward hidden ambushes, while others block escape routes, maximizing their chances of a successful kill. Once prey is brought down, a strict feeding hierarchy is observed. Dominant males feed first, followed by females and then cubs, reinforcing social order within the pride. Lionesses collectively rear the cubs, establishing communal nurseries where the young are protected and nurtured by multiple females, ensuring higher survival rates. The coalition of males is responsible for defending the pride's territory, patrolling boundaries, and repelling intruders, often at great personal risk. Territories can span up to 150 square miles, marked by scent and patrolled relentlessly to deter rival coalitions seeking to usurp control. Territorial disputes are fierce and often fatal, with battles involving displays of strength, roaring, and direct combat. When a new coalition overthrows the resident males, the pride undergoes a dramatic upheaval. The incoming males will often eliminate existing cubs, a harsh evolutionary strategy that brings females back into estrus, allowing the new rulers to sire their own offspring. This act, though brutal, ensures the propagation of the new coalition's genes and the continued strength of the pride. Lions must also contend with the relentless challenges of the savanna, harsh weather, food scarcity, and constant threats from rival predators. Their adaptations are formidable. Night vision 6 times more acute than a human's, and jaws capable of exerting 1,000 pounds of pressure per square inch, making them lethal nocturnal hunters. Yet lions are not without competition. Hyenas, leopards, and even vultures challenge them for food, leading to frequent confrontations at kills. Injuries from hunts or territorial battles can be devastating, often resulting in infection or starvation if the lion is unable to hunt or defend itself. Prey species are not defenseless. A single well-placed kick from a zebra or buffalo can break a lion's jaw or ribs, sometimes proving fatal. As lions age and lose strength, they may be forced out of the pride, left to survive alone against the elements and rival predators. Every day in the Serengeti is a test of strategy, cooperation, and resilience. Through intricate social bonds, advanced hunting tactics, and fierce territorial defense, lions maintain their reign as the true sovereigns of the savanna. Across the vast Serengeti plains, the art of hunting is a daily drama, shaped by the strategies and social structures of its most iconic predators. Here, survival depends not only on strength or speed, but on the delicate balance of cooperation, competition, and adaptation. Among the most efficient hunters are the African wild dogs, often called painted wolves for their beautiful, mottled coats. Their success is rooted in extraordinary teamwork and social cohesion. Wild dogs live in tightly knit packs, typically ranging from 10 to 40 individuals, led by a dominant alpha pair. In contrast, lion prides are structured around a few related females, their cubs, and a coalition of males, each group relying on cooperation but with distinct social rules. Unlike the rigid hierarchy of a lion pride, the wild dog pack operates on a surprisingly democratic basis, built on cooperation and mutual care. Lionesses, meanwhile, coordinate hunts and share the spoils, but dominance is clear and often enforced. Each predator has evolved its own hunting strategy. Wild dogs rely on relentless endurance and precise coordination, chasing prey over long distances. Lionesses use stealth and teamwork, fanning out to ambush unsuspecting herbivores. Hyenas, often underestimated, hunt in large clans, using numbers and stamina to wear down their quarry. Wild dogs boast an astonishing hunting success rate of up to 85%, far surpassing other predators. Lions and hyenas, though formidable, succeed less often, but their strength and numbers allow them to dominate at the kill. Before a hunt, wild dogs engage in a ritual of social rallying, chirps, yips, and tail wags that build excitement and unity. Hyenas, too, communicate with whoops and giggles, coordinating their movements across the plains. Remarkably, wild dogs may even vote on whether to initiate a hunt, using sneezes as a form of consensus. Hyenas, with their complex social structure, also make collective decisions, often led by high-ranking females. Once consensus is reached, the hunt begins. For wild dogs, a threshold of sneezes signals the pack to move out as one. Hyenas, meanwhile, use vocal cues to synchronize their efforts. Not all predators hunt in groups. Cheetahs, the fastest land animals, rely on explosive speed and precise timing, often hunting alone or in small sibling groups. Leopards are solitary, using stealth and ambush to catch their prey, avoiding direct competition with larger carnivores. After the hunt, the social dynamics of feeding come into play. Wild dogs share their meal, often giving priority to the young and infirm. Lion cubs feed alongside adults, but competition can be fierce. Hyenas, with their strict hierarchy, allow dominant individuals to eat first. In wild dog packs, the youngest and weakest are often fed first, a rare display of altruism in the animal kingdom. Lionesses protect their cubs at the kill, but hierarchy still dictates access. Adults regurgitate meat for pups and injured members, ensuring the survival of the entire wild dog pack. Hyenas also feed their young at the den, reinforcing the importance of cooperation. This level of care and cooperation is a key factor in the success of social predators, allowing them to thrive in a landscape filled with challenges. Fierce loyalty and protection are common among these hunters. Wild dogs and lions alike defend their own, ensuring the survival of the next generation and the strength of the group. Yet even the most skilled hunters face constant threats. African wild dogs are among the most endangered carnivores, while cheetahs and leopards must avoid larger rivals to survive. Habitat loss, disease, and competition with humans threaten the delicate balance of the Serengeti ecosystem, impacting all its predators. Competition among predators is fierce. Wild dogs, hyenas, and lions often clash over territory and food, each using their unique strategies to gain the upper hand. Lions, the apex predators, will kill wild dogs and drive off cheetahs and hyenas, not for food, but to eliminate competition. Hyenas in turn harass cheetahs and leopards, stealing their hard-won meals. Most confrontations end with the smaller predator retreating, but the cost can be fatal. Wild dogs, cheetahs, and leopards must use intelligence and agility to survive these encounters. In rare but brutal cases, lions have been documented killing entire packs of wild dogs in minutes, while hyenas scavenge what remains. In this ever-shifting landscape, the balance of power is maintained by a web of cooperation, competition, and adaptation. Each predator, from the democratic wild dogs to the solitary leopard, plays a vital role in the Serengeti's intricate ecosystem, a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of nature's hunters. Beneath the opaque surface of the Nile and the winding rivers of the Serengeti, a world of ancient power and silent tension unfolds. These waterways are ruled by two of Africa's most formidable giants, creatures whose very existence shapes the fate of countless species and the health of the ecosystem itself. The Nile crocodile, a living relic from the age of dinosaurs, is the continent's largest aquatic predator. Its armored body and ancient gaze betray a lineage that has survived for millions of years. Reaching lengths of up to 20 feet and tipping the scales at half a ton, this apex hunter is built for stealth and sudden violence. Perfectly camouflaged, the crocodile can remain motionless for hours, its rugged form indistinguishable from a drifting log waiting for the precise moment to strike. When opportunity arises, it erupts from the water with astonishing speed, jaws agape, seizing any animal that dares to drink at the river's edge. The force of its bite is unrivaled, 5,000 pounds per square inch, capable of crushing bone and immobilizing even the strongest prey. Once its jaws clamp down on a wildebeest or zebra, the crocodile unleashes the infamous death roll, spinning its massive body with brutal force, tearing flesh and bone and dragging its victim beneath the surface. Yet these predators are more than hunters. They are vital custodians of the river, consuming carcasses and detritus, preventing disease and maintaining the delicate balance of the aquatic ecosystem. By devouring remains, crocodiles cleanse the waterways, ensuring that life continues to thrive along the riverbanks. Despite their fearsome reputation, female crocodiles display remarkable parental care. They vigilantly guard their nests, fiercely protecting clutches of up to 80 eggs from predators and the elements. When the hatchlings emerge, the mother gently transports them in her powerful jaws, delivering them safely to the water's edge, a rare display of tenderness in a world ruled by survival. Sharing these ancient rivers is another colossal presence, the hippopotamus, a creature as enigmatic as it is imposing. Though strictly herbivorous, the hippo is among Africa's most dangerous animals, its unpredictable aggression legendary across the continent. Dominant bulls, weighing over 5,000 pounds, fiercely defend their territories, asserting dominance with thunderous displays and raw power. Hippos spend daylight hours submerged, their eyes and nostrils just above the surface, keeping their sensitive skin cool and protected from the relentless African sun. They gather in pods, sometimes 30 strong, each group led by a dominant male who controls access to the best stretches of river. Their skin exudes a unique reddish secretion, often called blood sweat, which acts as a natural sunscreen and antiseptic, shielding them from sunburn and infection. As dusk falls, hippos emerge from the water, traversing the floodplains to graze, consuming up to 80 pounds of grass in a single night. Despite their immense bulk, hippos are astonishingly swift, capable of running at speeds nearing 19 miles per hour across open ground. In the water, their territory is inviolable. Each pod's boundaries are patrolled and defended with unwavering resolve. Any intruder, whether crocodile or rival hippo, is met with a dramatic display, a cavernous yawn that reveals tusks capable of inflicting mortal wounds. These yawns are not signs of fatigue, but unmistakable warnings, signals of dominance and the promise of violence if boundaries are crossed. Hippos are more than river guardians. They are ecosystem engineers. Their presence shapes the aquatic landscape in profound ways. Their dung, deposited in the water, fertilizes the river, nourishing fish, and supporting a vibrant web of aquatic life. Together, crocodiles and hippos sustain the Serengeti's rivers, predator and grazer, destroyer and creator, each playing an irreplaceable role in the wild, intricate balance of Africa's aquatic heart. The vast plains of the Serengeti are a stage for one of nature's most dramatic spectacles, where survival is a daily battle, and every creature must adapt to endure. Here, immense congregations of herbivores, wildebeest, zebra, and buffalo, undertake relentless migrations, driven by the search for food and water and the ever-present need for safety. Among these, the African buffalo stands out for its sheer power and resilience, while the young of the herds rely on the protection of numbers and the vigilance of adults. Weighing up to 2,200 pounds, the African buffalo is a formidable presence, its muscular build and imposing size a deterrent to many would-be predators. Their thick, fused horns form a bony shield known as a boss, used both for defense and in fierce battles for dominance within the herd. Living in herds that can number in the hundreds, buffaloes rely on collective strength, moving as a single, coordinated unit to deter predators. Lions, the apex predators of the Serengeti, often target the weak or isolated, but the buffalo's unity and aggression make them a daunting adversary. When danger looms, the herd forms a defensive ring, calves shielded at the center, adults presenting a wall of muscle and horn to any would-be attacker. This constant vigilance is essential, as the threat of predation never truly fades. Each adult must consume around 40 pounds of grass daily, but even while grazing, their senses remain alert to the slightest hint of danger. The need for water draws them to rivers and waterholes, places of both life and peril. At the riverbank, buffaloes are at their most vulnerable, forced to lower their guard as they drink. Nile crocodiles, masters of ambush, wait patiently for the unwary, striking with explosive speed when opportunity arises. For the solitary buffalo, isolation is perilous. Without the herd's protection, even the strongest can fall victim to predators. Yet, when threatened, buffaloes have been known to rally together, mobbing and even killing lions to defend their own. Their keen memory allows them to recognize individual predators, sometimes launching preemptive attacks to drive them away. This intelligence and social cohesion make the African buffalo one of the most respected and dangerous animals on the savanna. But the Serengeti's survival stories extend far beyond the buffalo. The waterbuck, a large antelope with a shaggy coat and a distinctive white ring on its rump, is another master of adaptation. Males stand up to 55 inches at the shoulder, their long, forward-curving horns, both a weapon and a display of strength. Their dense, oily fur is a unique adaptation, providing waterproofing for frequent river crossings and helping to deter parasites. True to their name, waterbuck are never far from water, relying on rivers and lakes for hydration and as a means of escape from predators. When threatened by lions or wild dogs, waterbuck plunge into deep water, swimming with ease to evade pursuit. Their daily routine revolves around grazing on up to 15 pounds of grass and aquatic plants, always within reach of water. Constant vigilance is vital. Their large, mobile ears catch the faintest sounds, alerting them to danger before it arrives. Females give birth after an 8-month gestation, and the survival of their calves depends on secrecy and concealment. For the first weeks of life, calves remain hidden in dense vegetation, emerging only when strong enough to join the herd. This strategy is crucial, as predators constantly patrol the grasslands, searching for the vulnerable and unwary. Yet, their dependence on water brings them dangerously close to crocodiles, forcing them to balance thirst with caution. Their agility and wariness are their best defenses, allowing them to escape many threats that lurk in the shadows. Across the Serengeti, every animal, predator and prey alike, relies on a unique set of adaptations and strategies, each encounter a test of survival in a land where danger is never far away. The relentless struggle for life has shaped some of the most remarkable behaviors and alliances on Earth, making the Serengeti a living testament to the power of adaptation and the will to survive. In the Serengeti, where life and death are in constant balance, the process of decomposition is both relentless and essential. Scavengers and decomposers form a sophisticated biological task force, ensuring that every fallen creature is swiftly returned to the ecosystem. Vultures, with their keen eyesight and powerful digestive systems, are among the first to arrive, expertly locating carrion from miles away and consuming flesh that would be toxic to most other animals. Without these avian specialists, the plains would quickly become overwhelmed by decaying remains, creating breeding grounds for disease and disrupting the delicate ecological balance. Soaring on thermals, vultures scan vast distances, their acute vision allowing them to pinpoint the slightest movement or glint of bone far below. Each vulture species is adapted to a specific role, some with robust beaks for tearing hide, others with slender bills for extracting morsels from deep within a carcass, ensuring efficient resource partitioning and minimal waste. The formidable, lappet-faced vulture, for example, uses its immense strength to open tough hides, granting access to other scavengers. Smaller species, such as the white-backed vulture, follow closely, consuming softer tissues and cleaning the bones with remarkable efficiency. On the ground, a diverse array of scavengers converges, each exploiting a unique ecological niche. The black-backed jackal, agile and opportunistic, darts in to seize scraps, relying on speed and cunning to avoid confrontation. Spotted hyenas, equipped with some of the most powerful jaws in the animal kingdom, crush and consume bones, extracting nutrients inaccessible to others and leaving little behind. Their thoroughness ensures that only the barest skeleton remains, rapidly returning nutrients to the soil. This rapid breakdown of organic matter is a cornerstone of nutrient cycling, fueling the productivity of the Serengeti's grasslands. The marabou stork, with its imposing stature and specialized adaptations, is another key participant in this process. Towering over many other birds, the marabou stork's size and strength allow it to dominate at feeding sites. Its bare head and neck are evolutionary solutions to a messy diet, preventing the accumulation of bacteria-laden debris as it feeds deep within carcasses. The marabou's formidable bill is not only adept at tearing flesh, but also at capturing aquatic prey, highlighting its versatility as a scavenger and predator. During the dry season, marabou storks congregate in great numbers, particularly in wetlands, where they play a vital role in controlling organic waste and maintaining ecosystem health. Their nesting colonies become centers of activity, with adults tirelessly foraging and returning to feed their young, perpetuating the cycle of nutrient redistribution. The actions of scavengers ripple through the food web, supporting the health and diversity of countless species. After apex predators have fed, scavengers swiftly move in, ensuring that no resource is wasted and that energy continues to flow through the ecosystem. Even the most efficient hunters leave behind remains, which become lifelines for a host of secondary consumers. This intricate web of consumption and decomposition is fundamental to the Serengeti's resilience, enabling life to flourish in a landscape shaped by constant change. From the smallest decomposer to the largest scavenger, each organism plays a critical role in sustaining the health, productivity, and enduring beauty of the Serengeti ecosystem. In the heart of the Serengeti, survival is a double-edged sword, each day shaped by the delicate balance between predator and prey. Here, every creature is both hunter and hunted, and the fate of one species is inextricably linked to the fortunes of another. Predators such as lions, cheetahs, and wild dogs rely on the abundance of prey, wildebeest, zebras, gazelles, to sustain their populations. Their hunting prowess is honed by generations of adaptation, yet their success is never guaranteed. Prey animals, in turn, have evolved remarkable strategies for survival. Herds move in synchrony, alert to the slightest sign of danger, while individuals rely on speed, agility, and vigilance to evade capture. The aftermath of each hunt ripples through the ecosystem. Scavengers like hyenas, vultures, and jackals play a vital role, ensuring that nothing goes to waste and nutrients are returned to the land. Yet, this balance is fragile. Environmental changes, such as prolonged droughts or shifting rainfall patterns, can tip the scales, reducing prey numbers and placing immense pressure on predators. When prey becomes scarce, predators face starvation, and the weakest among them are the first to succumb. The struggle for survival intensifies, and the entire food web is tested. Migration offers a lifeline, as vast herds traverse the plains in search of fresh grazing and water. These epic journeys are fraught with peril, as predators and natural obstacles await at every turn. The return of the rains brings renewal. Grasslands flourish, prey populations rebound, and the cycle of life continues, each species playing its part in the grand tapestry of the Serengeti. Even the largest herbivores shape the environment, their movements and feeding patterns influencing the distribution of plants and the structure of the ecosystem itself. Every encounter between predator and prey is a test of skill, strength, and instinct. The outcome determines not only individual survival, but the health and stability of the entire ecosystem. As seasons shift and conditions change, the Serengeti's inhabitants must constantly adapt. Those who cannot adjust are left behind, while the resilient thrive and pass on their legacy. The interconnectedness of life here is profound. The loss or decline of any species can send shockwaves through the ecosystem, altering the balance and threatening the survival of others. In this wild paradise, survival is never simple. It is a constant negotiation, a double-edged sword, where every gain is balanced by loss, and every life is part of a greater whole. The Serengeti and the Nile are not merely geographic features, they are dynamic, living testaments to the intricate balance and enduring power of nature. These landscapes serve as evolutionary archives, where every species, each elephant, zebra, and bird, embodies a unique narrative of adaptation, resilience, and survival, etched into the fabric of life itself. Observing a lion pride as it orchestrates a hunt, or witnessing a wild dog pack sharing the spoils of their pursuit, or feeling the earth tremble beneath the thunderous migration of wildebeest, is to experience the pulse of an ancient and profound system. Here, every organism, large or small, plays a vital role in a web of life so complex that its balance has been refined over millions of years. The relentless chase of predator and prey, the fierce contest for territory, and the nurturing care of mothers for their young are all essential threads in the tapestry of survival. These interactions drive the health and vitality of the ecosystem. Apex predators such as lions and wild dogs regulate herbivore populations, preventing overgrazing and maintaining the lushness of the grasslands, while scavengers cleanse the land, halting the spread of disease and recycling nutrients. The great herds, through their migrations and grazing, enrich the soil, while river giants like hippos and crocodiles sculpt the waterways, shaping the aquatic environment for countless species. The loss of any single species would unravel this delicate equilibrium, threatening the stability of an ecosystem that has evolved over millennia. Conservation is not an act of sentiment, but a necessity for the continued function of these natural systems. The Serengeti's health is of global significance, influencing biodiversity and climate regulation far beyond its borders. Its rich biodiversity supports ecological processes that sustain life, from pollination to nutrient cycling. Pristine rivers and waterholes nourish both wildlife and the land, ensuring the resilience of the ecosystem. The Serengeti's vast grasslands act as a crucial carbon sink, absorbing immense quantities of carbon dioxide and mitigating the effects of climate change. The vitality of these wild places is inseparable from the health of the planet itself. To safeguard a lion is to preserve the integrity of the entire ecosystem it anchors, ensuring the survival of countless interconnected species and ecological processes. The abundance and diversity of life here are indicators of the Earth's overall health. The survival of these species is a measure of our planet's vitality. As dawn breaks over the Serengeti, the future of this wilderness remains uncertain. The challenges are formidable, but the resilience of nature and the potential for renewal endure. The ongoing story of survival is written in every new blade of grass, every birth, and every migration. The great migrations, the cycles of life and death, and the constant interplay of species are the heartbeat of the Serengeti. The battle for survival here is not only a testament to the strength of wildlife, but to the resilience of the ecosystem itself. The legacy of the Serengeti is one of interconnectedness, adaptation, and enduring beauty. Its preservation is essential for the future of life on Earth. The echoing roar of the lion, the vibrant patterns of the wild dog, and the thunderous passage of migrating herds must continue to define this landscape for generations yet to come. This is the enduring legacy of the Serengeti, a legacy of life, balance, and hope. As the sun dips below the horizon and the golden savanna is cloaked in twilight, a new chapter of life begins in the Serengeti. The darkness is not an end, but a transformation, a silent cue for a host of nocturnal creatures to emerge from the cover of day. In the cool embrace of night, the landscape is alive with subtle movement and hushed anticipation. Beneath the vast starlit sky, the Serengeti's night dwellers reveal a world where survival depends on stealth, acute senses, and unique adaptations. The elusive aardvark shuffles through the grass using its powerful claws and keen sense of smell to unearth termites from their fortified mounds. Nearby, the serval, with its oversized ears and long legs, listens for the faintest rustle of rodents and insects leaping silently through the darkness with remarkable precision. The African civet, marked with striking black and white patterns, prowls the undergrowth, its keen eyesight and acute sense of smell guiding it to fruits, small mammals, and insects. Genets, agile and graceful, dart between branches and shadows, their spotted coats blending seamlessly into the moonlit foliage. For the predators, the night is an opportunity. Lions, whose eyes are specially adapted to low light, become more active, their social bonds strengthening as they coordinate silent hunts under the cover of darkness. the soft calls and low growls of a pride, are punctuated by the distant whoop of a spotted hyena whose clans patrol the plains, relying on teamwork and exceptional night vision to locate prey or scavenge from the remains of other hunters. Owls, masters of nocturnal flight, glide silently above the grasslands, their feathers engineered for near soundless movement. Their exceptional hearing allows them to detect even the slightest movements of rodents hidden beneath the grass. Meanwhile, the tiny bush baby leaps between branches, its enormous eyes reflecting the faintest light as it hunts for insects and fruit. The night also brings danger. Impalas, zebras and wildebeest gather in tighter groups, their senses heightened, every snap of a twig or distant roar a possible sign of lurking predators. Giraffes stand vigilant, their long necks sweeping the horizon, while elephants move quietly through the darkness, their low-frequency rumbles a means of communication beyond the range of human hearing. The Serengeti's nocturnal world is one of intricate interactions and delicate balances. Every creature, from the stealthy predator to the wary prey, is shaped by the demands of darkness. Camouflage, acute senses, and silent movement are not just adaptations, they are essential tools for survival in the shadowed hours. As dawn approaches, the nocturnal symphony fades, and the diurnal world stirs once more. Yet, the fleeting hours of darkness have left their mark, a silent hunt, a narrow escape, a new life beginning under the stars. The cycle of the Serengeti endures, unbroken as night yields to day and the eternal dance of life continues. Across the vast sweep of the Serengeti, a spectacle unfolds, one of the greatest natural events on Earth. Each year, as the rains ebb and flow, over 1 million wildebeest, accompanied by hundreds of thousands of zebras and gazelles, set out on a relentless trek. This is the Great Migration, a cyclical odyssey driven by the search for fresh grazing and life-giving water. The journey begins in the southern grasslands, where seasonal rains transform the plains into a lush, green expanse. Here the herds gather and calving season begins, thousands of newborns taking their first tentative steps into a world fraught with peril. But as the dry season approaches and waterholes shrink, the promise of sustenance compels the herds northward. The route is perilous. Migrants must traverse rivers swollen by seasonal rains, where crocodiles lie in wait beneath the surface. Crossing the Grumeti and Mara rivers becomes a test of endurance and instinct. Panic and confusion reign as the herds surge through the water, and not all make it to the other side. On land, the threat of predators is ever present. Lions, cheetahs, and hyenas shadow the columns of moving animals, their survival strategies honed by generations of pursuit. For the migrating herds, safety lies in numbers. The sheer mass of animals confuses predators and increases the odds of survival for each individual. Navigating the migration circuit, zebras lead the way, their superior memory guiding the herds along ancient paths. Wildebeest, with their acute sense of smell, detect distant rains and fresh growth, steering the journey's direction. Gazelles, agile and alert, rely on speed and vigilance to escape danger. Every step of the journey is a battle against exhaustion, hunger, and predation. Yet these migrations are essential. As herds graze, they stimulate new plant growth, fertilize the soil, and shape the very landscape of the Serengeti. The cycle ensures not only their own survival, but the health of the entire ecosystem. As the rains return to the south, the herds complete their circuit, returning to the grasslands where the next generation will be born. The Great Migration is more than movement. It is a testament to endurance, adaptation, and the intricate web of life that sustains the Serengeti's wild heart. Beneath the grandeur of the Serengeti's sweeping plains lies a tapestry of micro-ecosystems, each a world unto itself, teeming with life and intricate connections. These hidden realms, often overlooked, form the foundation of the savanna's extraordinary biodiversity. Termite mounds rising like earthen cathedrals from the grass are more than architectural marvels. Constructed by millions of tireless termites, these structures regulate temperature and humidity, creating a stable haven for the colony within. But their influence extends far beyond. Mounds aerate the soil and enrich it with nutrients, encouraging pockets of lush vegetation to flourish in their shadow. This draws in grazing antelope, inquisitive mongooses, and even burrowing reptiles, all seeking food or shelter. When abandoned, old mounds become sanctuaries for creatures like monitor lizards and warthogs, further weaving the threads of life. Waterholes, scattered like precious jewels across the savanna, are lifelines in a land defined by drought and abundance. Here, the drama of survival plays out in miniature. As dawn breaks, delicate crowned cranes and secretive servals stalk the muddy banks, while dragonflies dart above the surface. Frogs emerge from the reeds, their chorus echoing through the morning air. By midday, herds of impala, buffalo, and elephants converge, their passage stirring the mud and releasing nutrients that sustain aquatic insects and fish. Even after the crowds depart, the waterhole remains a hive of activity, visited by nocturnal genets and thirsty owls as darkness falls. The grasslands themselves, stretching in a mosaic of green and gold, are more than a backdrop for migration. Each blade of grass shelters microcosms of life. Dung beetles toil beneath the surface, recycling waste and enriching the soil. Hidden among the stems, weaver birds weave intricate nests, while agile grasshoppers and praying mantises hunt or evade pursuit. Predatory spiders lie in ambush, and the ever-watchful secretary bird stalks through the grass, seeking snakes and rodents. These microhabitats, though small in scale, are vital to the Serengeti's resilience. They nurture rare species, maintain soil fertility, and support the food web from the ground up. Together they reveal the Serengeti not as a single landscape, but as an intricate network of interconnected worlds, each playing a crucial role in the survival of the wild. Across the endless horizon, the Serengeti's destiny is written not just in tooth and claw, but in the sky above. Weather and climate, unseen architects, shape every life, every cycle, and every moment on these ancient plains. The rhythm of the Serengeti is dictated by the rains. When the wet season arrives, clouds gather in dramatic procession, unleashing torrents that transform the dusty earth into a sea of green. Grass shoots surge skyward, rivers swell, and life erupts in abundance. Wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles follow the fresh pastures, their migrations synchronized with the turning of the seasons. For predators, this is a time of opportunity. Prey is plentiful, and the hunt is on. Yet, with the bounty comes challenge. Torrential storms flood lowlands and turn crossings into perilous obstacles. Young animals must brave swollen rivers, while crocodiles wait in ambush beneath the churning surface. Insects proliferate in the humid air, bringing both pollination and the threat of disease. As the rains recede, the landscape is transformed again. The dry season tightens its grip. Rivers shrink to muddy threads, and waterholes become battlegrounds for survival. Dust hangs in the air, and the grasses turn brittle and pale. For many, the struggle intensifies. Elephants dig into parched riverbeds in search of hidden water, while lions and hyenas become ever more resourceful, stalking weakened prey drawn to the last remaining pools. Droughts, when they come, are unforgiving. Herds thin as food and water grow scarce. The strong endure, while the vulnerable succumb. Yet even in hardship, the Serengeti endures. Some species, like the resilient acacia, slow their growth and conserve energy. Others, like the fennec fox, adapt by shifting their activity to cooler hours of the day or night. These cycles of feast and famine, abundance and scarcity, are ancient and essential. Each drought, each deluge shapes the landscape and its inhabitants, weeding out the weak and favoring the adaptable. The climate's ebb and flow forges resilience, ensuring that only the most resourceful survive to carry their legacy forward. In the Serengeti, weather is not a backdrop. It is a master of fate, sculpting every life, every season, and every story on the plains. Beyond the iconic silhouettes of lions, elephants, and wildebeest, the Serengeti teems with life that rarely graces the spotlight. These lesser-known species are the quiet architects of the ecosystem, each playing a vital role in sustaining the delicate balance of the plains. Hidden among the grasses, the African dung beetle works tirelessly in the shadows. With remarkable strength, these tiny engineers roll, bury, and consume dung, recycling nutrients back into the soil. Their labor aerates the earth, fertilizes new growth, and limits the spread of parasites, making them indispensable to the health of the grasslands. Above, the vibrantly colored lilac-breasted roller perches watchfully. Agile and precise, it hunts insects mid-flight, keeping populations in check. Meanwhile, the industrious termite, barely noticed by larger eyes, constructs vast subterranean empires. Their mounds, visible as earthen towers, regulate temperature and moisture, providing shelter for countless other species during extremes of heat or rain. In the cover of rocky kopjes, the rock hyrax, small and unassuming, forms complex colonies. Though they resemble rodents, these creatures are more closely related to elephants. Their sentinels stand guard, warning of approaching predators, while their communal living offers warmth and protection from the elements. At night, the aardvark emerges, its elongated snout sniffing out termites and ants. With powerful claws, it excavates burrows that later become havens for warthogs, reptiles, and even birds seeking refuge from the midday sun. The serval, elegant and elusive, glides through tall grass on long legs. With ears attuned to the faintest rustle, it pounces on rodents and birds with astonishing accuracy, controlling populations that might otherwise overwhelm the plains. Even among the smallest, such as the whistling acacia ant, there are stories of mutual aid. These ants fiercely defend their host acacia trees from herbivores, while the tree provides them with shelter and nourishment, a partnership refined over millennia. Together, these unsung inhabitants maintain the Serengeti's vitality. Though their names are seldom spoken, their impacts echo through every blade of grass and every breath of wind. In the vast theatre of survival, it is the combined work of the celebrated and the overlooked that keeps the Serengeti wild, resilient, and whole. Beneath the sunlit plains and acacia-dotted horizons, the Serengeti pulses with a complex network of relationships, a vast and intricate food web that binds every creature, from the smallest insect to the mightiest predator. Here, survival is not just a solitary pursuit, but a delicate dance of interdependence. At the heart of this web are the grasses and plants nourished by the region's seasonal rains. Grazers like zebras, wildebeest, and gazelles feed on this bounty, converting sunlight into energy and sustaining vast herds. In turn, these herbivores become the primary food source for apex predators, lions, leopards, and cheetahs, whose populations are finely tuned to the availability of prey. Yet the connections run much deeper. Scavengers such as hyenas and vultures play a crucial role by consuming carcasses left behind by hunters. Their keen senses and powerful digestive systems ensure that nothing is wasted, preventing the spread of disease and returning vital nutrients to the ecosystem. Even the smallest actors have vital roles. Termites break down tough plant material, freeing nutrients locked within. Their activities enrich the soil, supporting new plant growth that feeds the next generation of grazers. Meanwhile, dung beetles recycle waste, further fertilizing the land and limiting parasites that threaten both wildlife and the balance of the plains. Predators, too, influence more than just their prey. By controlling herbivore numbers, they prevent overgrazing, allowing vegetation to recover and supporting a wider array of species. This trophic cascade ensures that no single species dominates, maintaining diversity and resilience throughout the ecosystem. Birds, insects, and even fungi weave their own threads. Pollinators transfer life from flower to flower. Seed dispersers, ranging from elephants to birds, carry the promise of new growth across great distances. Fungi decompose fallen wood and leaf litter, releasing nutrients that feed the cycle anew. Every connection is essential. When one strand is stretched or broken, the entire web feels the impact. The Serengeti's enduring vitality lies in this ever-shifting tapestry of relationships where each species, no matter how small or obscure, holds a place in the delicate balance of life. In the Serengeti, survival is a shared destiny. The strength of this wild kingdom is found not in isolation, but in the countless bonds that unite it, a living testament to the power and beauty of nature's interconnected design.